Now look like we're streaming a recording. Okay, so let me share my screen. All right. Today I have it's not two topics, actually it's three, because the first one is divided in two. I tried to make it very simple so we can
hmm
understand. And I was thinking on some options that we can use to build the little project that we have on recording keys. So the first one, let's move this one over here. Okay, let me explain what's going on over here. I'm gonna
That's
start with,
NetBeans.
pardon?
Yeah, NetBeans. I was messing with that earlier.
Okay, that is good, man. I love it. So probably you will do it too. Um, but yeah, something you can is gonna be very useful in this class. But yep, let's start with a JSON stringify. And what I did over here is very simple. Stringify, JSON stringify, what it does is basically converts anything in text. That's it. It is the only thing that JSON stringify is gonna do. Any object is gonna be text. So what I did over here, it is watching several videos, stuff like that, try to do something going not too crazy, but simple to understand. I built a new object and I put it into look, which is my variable. And I put some values over here. Well, how do I look? I put the height, 6'1", age 30. Sorry, you know how old I am now. My hair color is
Okay, so like
black.
the stuff we were covering yesterday.
Pardon?
Like the stuff we looked at yesterday.
Yeah,
Last week.
yeah, like last week. Yeah, and I tried to put something different, so I put the date. So I built the date of today. So basically, what I did over here is I use JSON stringify and I write in a document and is how do you look today, for example, and I put JSON stringify and I bring uh, the object look, and this is what we have. How do you look today? And JSON stringify is gonna bring it in this format: height 6'1", age 30, hair color black, and today is gonna put the date which I'm using right now. What happens if I just put something different? For example, age 25 and put different height like 5.5.5, and I don't know, the hair color is gonna be brown. Okay, let's just save it again, and that's what's going on. Now, everything changed, and it's gonna create any single object that I have over here in just text. Simple as it is. Uh, but the other part is JSON parse. All right. I don't know. Do you have any questions over here on stringify, JSON stringify?
No, it's just displaying a string, so
Yeah.
it's simple enough.
So with JSON parse, it is a little bit different. So, it's the way we can retract what we did with JSON stringify. For example, what I did over here is I created a function called parse, and I made a prompt that is requesting, I don't know, write a JSON object like the one we have over here. I put a variable which is empty, just to put what we're going to convert, and I put this object in JSON parse, which is gonna be the string. All right, the string we have over here. But also, any single object is gonna be created. Sorry, any single text is gonna be created into an object. Every single one of these ones: height, age, hair color, and today's date. And I'm gonna display an alert who is gonna putting everything, all the text out. Let's try it. So probably it's gonna make more sense after you see it. JSON parse, okay. So basically he is requesting
Hold on, your
JSON
screen's
entry.
frozen.
Oh, your screen is frozen?
Yeah, your screen was frozen for just a moment
Okay.
while you were loading everything.
Now can you see it?
Yep.
Okay, good. Let me load this again. So it's gonna requesting a JSON object. Okay, I just copy what we did with the JSON stringify and just put it over here in what it is requesting. And there you go. What you have over here in the code of JSON stringify. Now, first I converted it into text. Now I convert it back into an object.
Interesting.
So any questions?
No, I think it makes sense.
I'm good.
Go ahead.
Oh, I'm just saying that. I'm good too.
You're good? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
With the other, the XML HTTP request, I had some issues, let me be honest, because I already made a class of this and I was looking my old code, but I was feeling like I was cheating or something like that, so I tried to create a new one, but I have some issues. The code actually is working, I will explain in a second, but when I try to pull the data, this data, which I took from another web page, trying to follow the step by step until arriving until the point that I copied everything exactly because it wasn't working. And I just had some issues. And let me explain you what's going on over here. I will make a run. I will put it in GitHub so you can check it, but I don't want to go just like, okay, this is what I did and it's not working. No. I look for this demonstration for this
Mhm.
sandbox, and it's
Mm-hmm.
pretty similar for what I have in my code. And this is just a plain text file, and you can write wherever you want over here, just um, using your identifier. And after that, just putting everything between how do you call this? I completely forgot.
Curly
Curly
brackets.
Yeah, I
brackets.
just call them
Thank you.
curly brackets.
Curly brackets. Putting between curly brackets and separated by two dots, basically. And after
Colon.
that, pardon?
It's a colon.
Column. Okay, thank you.
2 dots is a colon.
Perfect. Separated by column. And after that, you can let's start reading some of the text that is over here. And what is basically the XML HTTP request basically is bringing what is in this file. It is a little bit complicated as you can see, but after understanding it is not that bad. So okay, let's start putting everything in order. The first part that we need to do is putting the variable. Then from where we're requesting this material. In this case, I put it on my code as a local file, and this is where I think the problem is. I'm missing something over there, but over here is pulling straight from a text file.
What is in
So
that file?
in that file, it is this.
Oh, okay, that part.
Yeah, this file, it is artist. If we open it, it is just this.
Okay.
Nothing else. Okay, so uh, what are we gonna do is basically call a function with an XHR. Um, they just use very long names, which I don't like too much, but we could change it for, I don't know, names or artists or wherever you want to do, or if you want to create, or if we want to create the keys, we can put keys. So the fetch request is basically the comparison. If is an statement, you know this statement, pretty sure. If xh ready states is equals 4 and xhr status is equals to 100, then the variable JSON date, this is the pairs, basically we're converting text into an object. If I'm too fast, please stop me, okay? And we can resolve. I can resolve the question.
What is ready state? What's that all about?
The ready state. Sorry, what was that?
The ready state where it says ready for
This one over
and
here.
status. Yeah, what does that mean? Like, does whenever you do that function, does that call on some, I don't know, retrieval of information, and that requires a ready status? I'm not really sure how does that work?
The ready state, basically what I have experienced, because to be honest, is not something that I use a lot. It is used to check if how I can say this, the ready state. If we have a proper connection, this is probably the way I can describe. Give me one second. I have another example over here about ready state. Give me one second. Yeah, and this is the confusions we can have. Ready state. I'm looking for the example I have over here.
No problem.
Give me one second.
No worries.
Sorry, JSON's not something I'm overly familiar with, so
Me either.
Okay, now ready state. Yeah, ready state is basically when it is some comments over here. Let me show you. Uh, and it's basically when you have the proper connection. Can you see over here? The 4 is when the operation is complete. Then you're connected.
oh wait, where are we?
Can you see my
Okay,
screen?
yeah, I can see it.
Okay, basically it is the XML HTTP request.
Oh, it's finished. Okay, yep, okay.
Yep, and the number 4 is when the operation is complete. Basically, the connection is done, and you have completed
Okay.
response. Make sense?
Yeah.
Okay,
Okay, that makes sense now.
perfect. Any other questions before we move over?
So if that one's about that, then why would you need a status as well as a ready state?
The status. Okay, it is over here. Where are you at? Where are you at?
Sorry, I'm asking hard
No,
questions.
no,
I
no, no.
apologize.
No, why do you apologize, man? We're here to learn. If you don't ask, how in the world are you going to learn? Oh,
Yeah.
how in the world are we going to
The
learn?
status is on the same line as that ready state.
Yeah, that's why I was asking. If it's completed, then why do you need a status?
Yeah, okay. Status. Ooh. Sorry, I closed it. Okay. Okay.
Multiple monitors.
Pardon?
You use more than one monitor.
Yes, I use more than one monitor. I'm
That's
kind of
what I thought. I
crazy.
was like, how are you doing that? Oh, wait, more monitors.
So that page you just showed us with the ready state, it had like several
Oh, do you want to see the other one?
different.
Okay.
Yeah, go back to that because I think I know how to answer this question.
Okay, so it's a successful request. Okay, I see.
So I think he needs both because he's like declaring, okay, we're going to use a ready state, but then is status the specific one that he's.
So it was completed and it was successful, I guess is what I'm getting from this.
Okay.
Because it
Well,
says at the bottom there, status 200 denotes successful request. If the server response doesn't explicitly specify status code, we'll assume the default value of 200.
Okay, so it gives it a default if it can't find something.
sorry, I got lost. It was a lot of noise over here in my house. I don't know if you can hear it. I tried to mute it. Okay. Yeah. So where are we at? Sorry.
Okay, that makes sense.
It
Yeah, we're
makes
still on
sense
the
that
ready state and status. Okay, that makes sense.
basically
So
we
one is
have to.
determining that it was completed, and the other is that it was successful. Okay, I'm good now.
You're good now, Missy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Perfect. Now, let's move on. With the purge JSON string, basically we're converting everything to an object of the JSON data, and we're taking the response text. Do you want to check that one too?
Is that a variable? Or is that...
No, this is not
Oh,
var.
no.
No, it's not variable. It is also how is the way you're retrieving it, or where the way you're retrieving it.
Okay, so
Go
whenever
ahead.
you have XHR, that it's calling on different functions.
Yep. In this
Is that
case, it's
right?
response text. Yep. And this is the
And these are all
response.
built-in functions, right? Just ones that are a part of JSON or whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
Okay. So what is this program actually doing? Sorry, I may have missed that. What is it?
Yeah, no problem. But, well, if you want to try, as I say, this is sandbox. The program, the only thing it does, it is basically putting all your text in order, like you can see it over here. Basically, if you go in the Explorer, is what you're going to have in this part.
Okay.
Okay,
So
so
it's turning functions into strings of text.
Basically, you're turning your text into an object
Oh, okay.
because the raw data you're having, it is this one. And you're converting all this into
To that
this.
list.
Pardon?
okay, so they're a string in the other file, and you're pulling them out of that file, that URL, and then passing them as a string.
Yep, the file is over here. Is one in the first bar. I was calling this file, the one we have over here. This
And then
URL.
all these built-in functions that you're calling are reading that file of text and turning it into the objects, right?
Yes, is
So I have a
basically
question.
yes.
The the app that we will be developing, is that based on JavaScript, or is that going to be based on a different language?
The first time I was taking this class, it was based in JavaScript. At this moment, I have not read anything that says has to be JavaScript.
Okay.
It's interesting. And another difference I noticed is that the last time we have to build a web page with all of our exercises for every single topic, and this time is not required.
Mm. So
Yeah,
they took that out.
it has to be changed a little bit, basically.
Okay, so well, I'm noticing the first 4 parts of the class, like the first 4 lessons out of 13, are about JavaScript. So I wasn't sure if the app was to be developed in JavaScript with HTML and I guess CSS for formatting.
Yeah, well, basically, I assume it's gonna be JavaScript unless you want to use something different and the teacher, I don't know.
I'm fine with JavaScript.
Yeah,
I
me too.
have a passing understanding of JavaScript, so rather that than something I have no familiarity with at all.
Yeah, I would assume if we're studying lots of Java, we should use that in our
Yeah, I'm down with that.
project.
Okay,
Sorry,
so
continue.
okay, no, it's all good. Well, now that we have the JSON string, we have the response text, basically another building that is checking, let's say, properly return a DOM string. And what it does basically is um, checking the string. What I can say, I think I'm going very redundant on this explanation. Um, Over here, we're gonna call the show artist JSON data. Um, this data. Okay, we're gonna call show artist JSON data, and we are building this function over here, and we basically closing this part, this function. Okay, and
Mhm.
we're going now to the other half of the of calling the XML HTTP request, which is gonna be sorry, xhr dot open, and we're gonna use
Mhm.
the function get the URL and true, and we're gonna send it to have this result. First, we're gonna we're gonna use the function show artist, the one we have over here, but we're gonna use
Mhm.
data, and our variable is gonna be output. Well, this UL is just these three dots that we have over here,
Mhm.
and we have commented this is going to open the list every time, and we have a
So
variable
I have a
I.
question.
Yes.
I'm noting that the JavaScript just it starts without any prompt. Is that because it's not placed in a function?
Sorry, what was that?
So I noticed that the vi from the very top of the script it runs to that point because it's not in a function, and so it doesn't need to be called upon. It just runs because it's as soon as the page loads or the HTML loads, it loads the script and then runs through the function. Okay, that makes sense. Sorry, I'm just getting it right in my head.
Okay, no, as I said before, let's take the time we need it to understand. I'm not a specialist on
Yeah, no problem.
this. I have fairly understand, but not an expert. So we're learning.
Yeah, no problem.
Okay. Now we're gonna loop through the artists. So it doesn't matter how many artists do we have, but
Hmm.
we're gonna make a for and the variable I. I don't know why everybody loves I. I love X personally. And we're gonna put in the function data with the artist, and we're gonna call it artist. And the output is gonna be first this little dot with the li plus the data artist that we're calling over here with the artist name, and then
So
sorry,
is
yes,
li the little bullet point?
yeah, lul. You're gonna start a section. For example, all this is a one UL. Let me see if I can find out. Oh, over here. We close it over here. But yeah, every time you're putting any any dot is li. So we're gonna put the artist name plus, and
Mhm.
over here, like how the example is mentioning, is putting nicely between what is the name again? Sorry, parentheses.
Parentheses
Oh,
or
this
brackets?
Curly
brackets.
brackets.
Oh, those are just regular brackets.
Yeah, these are regular
Just
brackets. You're right. Sorry. And it's saying born, and the data is bringing the data from artist, uh, from the artist,
Okay, yeah. So it
and
takes
calling.
that point of the string, then that object. Yep,
Yep.
that
And
attribute of the object. Yep.
it's calling this one, the artist name, and it's calling born. Is basically
Mhm.
what it's calling. And yeah, we're basically closing li. So we can have the next dot. And with the output, we're closing our UL, which is going to close the list, as they say over there. And at the end, we're just putting the output so we can have nicely display in our screen. And I was thinking to use this kind of objects. Probably we can populate somehow
Oh yeah.
all our password, all our
Mhm.
passwords somewhere. We can
I think
use
the file would need to be stored externally, like similar to this one, where you call upon it from a URL. Maybe you
yeah
could push it to a URL. But
yeah.
can you modify a file externally? Like, can you modify an external file?
You can do it, but I'm not sure how to do it perfectly. So it's something
Okay.
we can look. I don't mind to see if we can modify the file and we can start loading everything there. Why not?
Yeah, the reason I was thinking externally is because otherwise you can't recover passwords.
Yeah.
You know, if it's stored, if I have it just stored on the phone that I have and then my phone breaks, then the password's gone. Whereas if it's stored externally, then you've got the file to be retrieved externally.
Yeah,
It would
which
just need to
is
be encrypted, I guess.
yeah, and that is gonna be the perfect, not the perfect solution, but it's gonna be ideal solution.
Yep.
So, um, I don't know if you have any questions.
No?
I'm just a person who has to like read it over and over and keep trying it. So as long as you can upload your code to GitHub and I can go over it, that'd be fantastic. But like it makes sense. I have to do it to like understand it
Yeah, I'm
fully.
the same way.
Yeah,
I think
go
I've
ahead. Sorry.
understand it better than I did when we started.
Totally. No, you explained it well, and I
You
like the
did.
visual. I'm gonna try and do that when I present next time.
Yeah, no, thank you guys. But I won't load this one, but I will load a similar one because I don't want things to be confused. Just I feel a little bit
Mhm.
bad because my code is over here and I couldn't make it work, which is kind of frustrating for me. I don't like that
Mm-hmm.
part, and I've been trying. Yes, I was working kind of late on this one. Like, what are you doing? And say, trying to make this work. And she's like, you cool? And I'm like, no, I'm frustrated. But yeah,
No
so sorry for
worries.
that.
And
But
then
yes,
if you'll upload yours from last week, it kind of had an example of mine and yours, so then I can go through and practice.
I did put mine up from last week.
Oh, you did? Is it on the community one that um, Julio Julio posted? I don't
Oh
know.
no, I put it in the links to it's in the chat.
Oh, okay.
yeah,
I was thinking, can we upload like all of our teaching code somewhere in GitHub so that we like all have it in one place?
That'd
yeah.
be a good
We can
idea.
use that one. But, please do it. I think it's gonna be a little more professional if you put a folder with your name, guys. So in that
Mhm.
case, when we're presenting to the teacher, it's gonna be even better. So let me just stop
Yep.
recording. Do you have any more questions? I will stop recording.
No, I'm
So
good.
in GitHub, do we like create a new file? I'm looking at it right now. I just want to know. I don't want to upload it to the wrong place or do it wrong. So
Don't worry.
how,
If you
how would you
upload it over
prefer?
there, go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, how would you prefer that we